Howdy, folks, and welcome to Moose Podcast number 473. I want to earn it. How you folks doing? I trust you're doing well. We have a cold and blustery day here in the Bitterroot. They're saying that fall color has peaked here, and it is absolutely spectacular. The drive from Missoula to Bozeman is absolutely just it's the Golden Trail. It's absolutely gorgeous right now. Got a lot of wind and rain. Don't know how long that will stick, but wow, what a fall this year. Gorgeous. In fact, I'm just back from Yellowstone. Had a marvelous week. Woof, marvelous week. Hope to have the shooting report up this coming week some point. It's going to be a busy week. A number of people knew I was in Yellowstone, asked about the roads. Yeah, they closed early November. They have, I just checked again, not announced a particular day. Typically, it's been around the 7th or 8th of November. When we were there last week, they had closed the road going over Sylvan Pass, and then it was open again. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. The snows that's supposedly coming right now might be the coup de grace to having all the roads open. We'll find out. A couple of you have gotten the ZR. Many of you have asked if I'm going to get the Nikon ZR. As I've mentioned, I am not. I would love to have it. It's got more, I think, than I can take advantage of. In fact, I don't take advantage of the great video in the Z6 III and the Z8 as it is. So, yeah, I won't be doing that. I am tempted. We'll see, though. But if you guys keep using it, have things to pass along to me, hey, don't hesitate. This episode of the Moose Podcast is being recorded by the Adobe Podcast Beta, which only works on Chrome. I've had a couple of people ask about it, and you have to be on Chrome to use it. That's the only place it's found at this point in time because it's still in beta. The last few episodes, I have not been using the AI voice enhancement. No one has said a word. So things have kind of improved in certain ways without having to use AI voice improvement. So I'm going to continue to use the beta without the AI voice because it, from my side, it makes things just a little bit faster and easier and, to be honest with you, more understandable for myself. Now, you can listen to the podcast many ways. iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon. They're all there. You can, of course, leave comments on Spotify, which I can easily find and I respond to, and I'm grateful. But you could also leave comments on YouTube. But I don't visit YouTube very often. So if you leave comments there, don't expect quite a quick response compared to Spotify, which the iPhone instantly dings and tells me someone's there. And the only place you're going to find the transcript will be on the blog post for the podcast on the website, on Spotify, and also on Mindfart. But the transcripts are there, and hopefully they help. Well, we got a lot of busy things going on this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be in Virginia at the Mid-Atlantic Photo Vision Conference. I trust I'm going to see a bunch of you. I hope you come up and say hello. I have presentations on 2 separate days. I'm also doing basically portfolio reviews. So if you are there and if I can be of any assistance, we can do it in person, which of course is easier, real easier compared to doing it by email or by comments. But I'm there to help any way I can. And I hope to see you at the Mid-Atlantic Photo Vision Conference. It's going to be a great time. I don't have any new books to recommend. I have been so swamped with things. I haven't done any reading for probably 10 days, which is kind of depressing. But got another book recommendation this past week. I look forward to finishing what I've got and then check that one out. So if you have a book that you have read that you want to recommend, drop me a note. Would love to hear what you are reading and what you think of it. Want to thank my good friend at Bedfords, bedfords.com. Got another camera arrived while I was gone in Yellowstone. These guys, I swear to Pete, they make it way too easy. My accountant says that they make it way too easy. Because with simple text or click on the website or anything, and boom, there's the gear. It's here instantly. It's just marvelous. They got the experts, they got the gear, they got the prices, has the Moose discount. And this weekend, they have PhotoCon going on in Oklahoma City. Good friend Dixie Dixon will be there speaking. Just an absolutely great time. Lots of manufacturers, lots of gear, lots of great prices, show specials. Bedfords, I mean, these guys are it. You go to that conference, you go to buy some, say my name, see what happens to your bill. Yeah, it makes a difference. Just great folks. Thanks, Bedfords, for sponsoring the Moose Podcast. You might not know this about me, but I love biscuits. I have a real weakness for them. I cave for biscuits, but not the kinds that are hockey pucks. I like those that just are warm and buttery, flaky sometimes. If with the right gravy, biscuits and gravy, I could just, there's some places like over in the Big Hole, God, I love them. And I like to have them for my breakfast. And for a long time, we would get these biscuits from Schwan's. They are great biscuits. In the freezer, take out however many you want, bake them, boom, delicious. And then Schwan's went away. And then we found some at Costco, but like a lot of things at Costco, it came and went. So then I was without biscuits, and it was a sad time. It was a hard time. I didn't know what I was going to do. I got so desperate. I went looking on the web. I found a biscuit recipe that sounded like one I could actually accomplish. Yes, I made biscuits back in the day, like from Boy Scouts with Biscuit and other things, but, and then there's the tube you crack over it. Yeah, those were never quite the same. So I did this recipe for the first time a couple months ago. Turned out pretty darn well. I was really surprised. So much so that I did it again. And they turned out even better. And my wife, Sharon, bless her soul, she's not really into biscuits, but these scratch biscuits I've made, she's actually gone back for seconds. I mean, to me, that's like victory. What's this got to do with photography? Well, last week, the podcast is Where's the Drive Come From? And I had a lot of folks ask and comment about that. It seemed to strike a chord. Well, listening to a couple other podcasts and talking to some folks, it kind of came down to where's the drive come from? Is from that final satisfaction, that biscuit that comes out of that cast iron skillet out of the oven, that's just so delicious. And I think the drive comes from the fact that I want to earn it. I want to earn it. I've said so many times, especially in the business classes, that free has no value. You give something to somebody for free, they'll say thank you, but it doesn't mean anything to them. And that's the way I guess I was raised. I don't have any conscious memory of any of that, but the desire to earn it is really a big part of the drive. And I want to earn it because the satisfaction that comes from the process of actually earning it. I mean, I remember when I was really young, I wanted this baseball glove really bad. Didn't have the money for it. My dad said if I were to lay this one little section of brick alongside the driveway, do a great job, level it, sand the whole thing, that he would buy me that baseball glove. That's probably how I want to earn it got into my head. And that has to do completely with photography. When I started out with film, you looked at your image, and it was this little 35 millimeter by 24 millimeter piece of celluloid in a cardboard mount on a light table. And that was it. You had taken all your skill, your effort, your time, your money, and you made that click, and the reward was this itty bitty little postage stamp of an image that you'd put a loop up to and go and make your judgment calls. If you want to see it large, you had to make prints, and boy, make a lot of prints because of the way the satisfaction of it would come out. And that got really expensive. And one of the first great joys of digital, as far as I was concerned, is I could take that photograph and I saw it in the viewfinder, but then I got to see it on the computer monitor. It was big instantly. I didn't have to enlarge it, didn't have to print it. It was already that way. The satisfaction was just instantaneous when it came on the computer screen. And then you saw all the stuff, right? So then it's like, okay, I've got to do better. Got to learn this medium, make it work the most for me, because it is a little bit of electronics involved there. You know, those ones and zeros. Light is still light, still translates the same, but how can I talk with it? And the drive comes from asking those questions and then going about finding the answer, then earning it to the point you're satisfied with what you have just put forth. It's a vicious, could be called a vicious circle. It could be, in my mind, it's a very satisfying vicious circle. And it's one that, well, it's like those biscuits. You know, I knew where I wanted to go. I had taken this very kind of unique path to the point where finally it was hands-on. I did it myself. And that satisfaction came because I earned that delicious crumb with butter dripping down my lip, going into my plate, going yum, yum, and Maggie just drooling because she was hoping the crumb would hit the floor and not my plate. I mean, that is the essence of photography, is the drive to work hard to earn that click that you say is, yeah. So I should have gone and looked. I know I had our boys, and Jake was probably still in the baby seat. So it's probably like I'm going to say 88, maybe 1989. We're in Yellowstone. We're at Canyon. And I look up this one little alleyway in the trees over by the horse corrals, and there's a great gray owl. It's a great gray owl. And prior to that, I had gone up and done some work with them in Yosemite and up in the Blue Mountains in Oregon. And wow, great bird. So, of course, I stopped. And this is back in the days of film. You just couldn't crank an ASA of a film from 64 to 800 or 1600 and just be happy. No, film was not happy when you did that. And so the first shot was, I hate to say the word kind of sharp, could be very generous. The second click, totally a blur. And that was all I got. And in my mind, it turned out to be the gray ghost. Because I didn't have a shot. I do have those images. I did not delete those, did not throw away those slides back then. Because it was kind of the catalyst for the drive to work more and more with great gray owls. And as I've mentioned many times, you've seen on the website, I keep going back to Zach Simbaugh, going back again this next year because of the great gray owls. Yeah, I love the birds. There's absolutely no ifs and buts about it. I love the birds. I love watching them. But there's something about them. There's something symbolic. I don't know if it's from the early days and the gray ghost in my mind but anyway, I just love being with great gray owls. So last week, great gray owls have done a really marvelous job coming back in Yellowstone, seeing him in multiple locations. And we went one day, well, we didn't really go. We were going by the area at Fishing Bridge where I'd been seeing. The light was sucky, and I made a loop looking, but didn't really do anything about it. Then one morning, we made an effort just to go there for the morning to find him, and there he was. And just a gorgeous, gorgeous critter, just doing its thing. And I was so, my heart was so warm to see it, and then to see how respectful all the other photographers who were there, very quiet, moving slowly. So the great gray was just doing its thing, which of course is listening and finding food. And got some really marvelous shots, and then it moved to another perch, and it was kind of not a great perch. Then it moved to another perch, got even worse, which is not untypical. Then it moved to the fourth perch in this next little amphitheater of trees. We were able to slowly move over, and I made some shots I really like. And then it went off. And it just, to me, it seems like this incredible course that life takes photographers, and often with a tease that then instills something that, it just creates this drive that you want to do better. And then finally, once you earned it and you're satisfied, you kind of take a deep breath, you kind of do a sigh, that you've got there. And then, at least for me, the wheels start turning. Because, okay, I've got to this point. Can I do better? And the drive starts again because I want to earn it. You guys have a marvelous week. Don't get too scared now coming this weekend. Yep, it's time for Halloween. God, the year's going by. I appreciate you being with me. Have a great, great time. And remember to make every click your story.